Hi, today I'm going to talk about sales proposals and I'm going to explain how we are going to create PDF files on automation from a sales proposal database. As you can see, I have created a sales proposals database in Notion over here in the background, and I'm going to generate a PDF file one by one completely in automation from the sales proposal database that you see over here. So we're going to create an automation setup that will be able to create the PDF files directly within the Notion database with the help of an automation tool known as PDFOutput. So PDFOutput is an automation tool that will help you produce PDF files on automation inside a Notion database. So make sure you head over to PDFOutput and then quickly sign in, and you will be able to see this dashboard that you see on screen. So click on new automation, and this will take you to the setup screen where we need to connect our Notion database. Click on connect Notion, and this will allow you to add the database that we are going to use for the current demonstration. So for me, I have created this sales proposal database, and I have also added a service proposal. So I've connected this services proposal to every sales proposal element that we see over here. Okay. So the sales proposal database is connected with service proposal, and I'm going to use both these databases to generate the PDF file. So let me copy this database title that I have, which is sales proposal database. Let me copy this. I'll head back and I will click on select pages. Make sure you're under the correct account. Click on select pages and put the title inside the search pages field. You should be able to see the database populate over here. Click on sales proposal database and it got already added, as you can see over here. Scroll down, you should be able to find a button with allow access. Click on that, and this will give access to the sales proposal database, which we can use to set up the automation. The very first thing which we need to do once the database access is given is we need to add a template file for the sales proposal. So the template file will contain the sales proposal element, which will be converted to PDF file. So you can upload a template file in many different form, such as we can go with a Google document, we can upload a Word file as well. You can even upload a PDF file which will be converted to Google Doc, and then we can modify that to generate the PDFs. Okay. Another feature is we can even add a Notion page. So what this does is, inside this database, let's say you create a sales proposal template over here. So let's say I add a particular template over here which I want to use. So currently you can see this is showing some invoice element. Let me remove this stuff, and let's say you add a sales proposal element over here. Okay, so with that particular template you will be able to generate PDF file directly within the page that we have inside this database. So you can create a template page and you can replicate that page onto every section of this particular sales proposal, and that will be used to create a PDF file directly within the database. But for this demonstration, I'm going to select a template which I already have created beforehand. So I'm just going to type in sales proposal, and you can see a sales proposal template is already available. Click on this and click on continue. That template will be copied over to your Google Drive account, which we can use to set up the automation. Okay, so I'm just waiting for the template to be replicated, and then we will be able to generate the PDF file out of this. Okay, so you can see the template has been added up over here. On the left side we have all the elements of the sales proposal that we are going to need. On the right side we have the databases list. Okay, so if you click on the drop down, you should be able to see all the databases that are being loaded up. Okay, if any database is not appearing, simply click on reload database. It will automatically populate all the connected databases for you, which we can use for the automation setup. So I'm just going to click on the sales proposal database, and it will automatically load all the elements of sales proposal as well as the connected database, which is the service proposal. Okay, so it is loading up the services proposal as well. So we can see both databases are added up over here. The very first thing is I need to map the fields of the sales proposal database which I just added onto the document. Okay, so the first thing which we need to add is the client name. Okay, so I'm just going to search for the client name. I'll just copy this element from the sales proposal database. I will remove the client name part which is already there, and I will paste it. Okay, so you can simply click on copy to copy the placeholder, and you can simply paste the placeholder name directly onto the document. Okay, so let me scroll down. I will show some more placeholder mappings. So we have the proposal ID, and let me search for the proposal ID as well. So I will just go with proposal ID search. I can find that ID. I'll copy it. I'll put it over here inside the document. Similarly, we have proposal title. I will copy this. I will put it inside this document. So I'm just simply copying and pasting the values. Let me put two more elements so that we are aware of what we're doing. So let me copy this industry part and let me put it over here. And finally, let me go with description, which we have. Let me copy this and let me put it over here. Okay, so I've just added 4 different elements from the sales proposal database. Okay, but I want to show you a few more things over here. So let me see if the information is available. So what we can do is, if we have a section over here where we are going to track the services that are being rendered for every sales proposal that we're offering. So what we can do is, we can create an element for services. Okay, so I'm just going to add in between an information, but obviously you can edit your template in your own way. So I'm going to insert a table over here. So I'm just going to add like 2 fields. So this is like the services description. Okay, services description. And in fact, I do not need this one, so let me delete this column. So what I'm going to add is, I want to add all the services that I'm going to offer. Okay, so basically, for every sale proposal, I'm going to check what services I'm offering, and I'm going to add that services onto the PDF over here. Okay, so this is line items replication which will happen. So I will just search for services. So you can see, I'm able to see the services part. So in the services database, we have the services column, and I'm going to use that services column. So I'm just going to copy that. I'll paste it inside this placeholder. Okay. So now what it will do is, it will automatically check the services database, and it will find all the services that are connected to a particular sales proposal, and it will add those elements one by one over here. Okay. And I have also other fields available. So let me add more fields. So we have the quantity, we have the rate, and the amount as well. Okay. So let's say I'm putting the quantity over here, I'm putting the rate over here, and I'm putting the amount over here. Okay, so I'm just going to map the quantity field from the services. I'm going to map the rate field from the services, and I'm also going to map the total amount field from the services. Okay, so now what it will do is, it will fetch all these values from the service proposal, and it will try to map it against a particular sale proposal that we have mapped over here. Okay, so once we are happy with the mapping, we can configure some additional settings. Like, I want to create the PDF file by the proposal ID. So if I go back to the database, I have this proposal ID. So I want to generate the PDF file by this particular field value. Okay, you can choose any field value from your choice. I want to attach the PDF file onto the PDF files column over here. Okay, you can obviously change this column and rename it to anything, but make sure to map the same over here. And if you want to also add files to your Google Drive, you can choose the drive folder over here. It will be added to that particular folder. Okay, so I'm happy with the setup. I will just go with preview output, and this will create me a preview document before I start the automation. So a preview document is something which would show us like how the output will come out to be before we start generating the actual PDFs. Obviously, we have not mapped every field over here, but with the limited fields that we have mapped over here, we should be able to see how the output will look like. Okay, so this will fetch all the values from the database as expected, and you can see how it has generated all these particular values. So if you see, we got the proposal ID, we got the title, we got the industry, we got the description. So this it has generated for proposal 2025003, which is this particular record. And you can see the generate PDF is showing completed, and the PDF file is already showing as populated over here. And if I see this part, which is interesting, okay, it has also mapped the description, the quantity, the rate, and amount from the service proposal database for our requirement. Okay, so basically it has mapped these 3 field values, because that is the 3 services which is mapped against this particular sales proposal, with the corresponding quantity, rate, and amount field that you can find over here. So this is the beauty of using PDF output tool, as it correctly figures out what you need from the database, and it dynamically populates the line items based on the records that you have. Okay, now if you're not happy with the setup, you can obviously go back and map the elements once again, but I'm all good. So I'm going to click on setup automation, and as I click on setup automation, it will activate an automation for me, which I can now use to generate a PDF file. Okay, so now if I go back, I will be able to see an active sales proposal automation already created over here. Okay, and now if I go back to the database, what I need to do is, I simply need to turn my record as ready to generate, and whatever record I put as ready to generate, it will automatically be converted to PDF file over here. But make sure before you do that, your automation is set as active status on the dashboard, and it should be visible. And then you can simply set your record as ready to generate. It will convert to PDF file directly within the database. So we're just going to wait for a few more minutes, and it is definitely going to create a PDF file right over here. You also have an option to create a button automation setup. So let me show you how that will work. So if I click on the three dots, I will be able to see button automation. You can add a button property to your database if you want to directly generate PDF file by clicking a button. But this is available to paid plan users. So if you are under the paid plan, you will be able to add the button automation onto your database. Okay. This simplifies the automation process and creates PDF quickly directly within the database for use case. But we are just waiting for a few more minutes, and it is definitely going to create the PDF by converting these records into PDF file right over here. So before that, I also want to add one more thing. Like, we have a lot of templates available under the template section. If you want to check out invoices and other things, that is also available. We can just definitely go to the template section to pick up your template. And if you want to reach out to me, just go to the contact section, send me an email right away through this contact window. I'll be able to assist you with any queries, or you have this chat widget at the bottom of the screen, which you can click and send me a message. I'll be able to assist you on that as well. Okay. So now I can see it has already completed both these proposals and it is marked as completed status. And if I click on the PDF, I should be able to see the PDF file which has been created right away. Okay, so we can see both the PDFs have been created with the corresponding values, and it is automatically reflecting the